I want to talk a little bit about rhythm, timing, and phrasing. The next series of lessons I'm going to release will be first position blues licks, and then a lesson on rhythm, timing, and phrasing. So what I'll do is I'll give you a sneak preview into what that lesson will be like. I'll talk about just a little bit of how we can change up our timing and change up our sequence of notes to change up our phrasing. Long notes versus short notes versus triplets and so on, playing right on a chord change, before a chord change, or ahead of a chord change to really begin to mix up your playing. I've talked a little bit about it in a video that I titled Playing on the Beat, Ahead of the Beat, Behind the Beat, something like that. A lot of heated discussion on that video as to how I've misused the terminology. So let me be more specific. One of the things we'll talk about is playing before a chord change, or right on a chord change, or ahead of that chord change, to change up your licks and ultimately your phrasing. Another concept we'll examine real quickly in this video is how you can change up the notes within your riffs to change up your phrasing. So let's get to, on the chord change, behind it, or ahead of it. Let me demonstrate a little bit of playing behind the beat, which means that we'll be playing after the chords happen, after those changes happen. So we're behind it. It changes and then we lag behind. It's a very effective thing. But let me start the groove by playing right on the chord changes, right in the money, right in the pocket. This comes off of the Groove Tracks Disc 2, Linda Lou Shuffle in the key of G. I've got a C harmonica. So right on the money here. Alright, now let's let the chord changes happen and play afterwards. What if we play before they happen? Alright, just a simple concept there that will change up your playing tremendously. You might have to deny your instincts at first. R.J. Michaud gave a great talk at Spa this year. If you were there, maybe you caught it. He talks about, he does this little thing where he says, you'll come in right when you normally come in. Well, those are the moments that you deny your instinct and say, hey, what happens if I don't play and wait a second and then come in? And he made a very good point out of just this simple idea of not playing when your instincts tell you to play is a great way to change up your playing. And hopefully that becomes more a part of your instinct later on. Requires you to leave space when you're not normally leaving space. See what happens. Don't play the turnarounds all the time. Or play part of a phrase or part of a turnaround. So that's a huge topic there. How can you change up your riffs? I'll just give you a quick example. Some people just have square riffs that stay. Right? They just stay in the box of this simple timing. But what about throwing in long notes with really quick triplets, staccato notes, a fast section of the riff and then to a long note where it holds? Change up the timing of your notes and maybe leave space and then come back in. Let me just demonstrate without thinking about it too much, see what happens here. just a couple examples there for you to hear of how you can infuse space and long notes and staccato notes in there, a little faster version of the riff, and then kind of ease into bending and take your time on those bends. Just a really basic idea, but tremendous impact it can have on your playing. I want to give a shout out to Michael Rubin. If you're not following Michael Rubin, check out his videos. I'll put a link to where you can subscribe to his channel, head to his profile. He's doing an awesome job. Great lessons on beginner theory and beyond. So, Michael Rubin, you're one of my first teachers. I appreciate everything you had to lay on me. Go check out Michael Rubin. I'll be back soon with more tips.